But I'm finding more and more of the people my age and younger don't really want the shark fin soup at our banquets. We want it because our parents want it as a way to demonstrate our culture and our status within that culture. And I recognize that now there are other types of shark fin, which is a not actual shark fin, but what is it called? A pseudo shark fin. Tastes the same, and it allows you to still have the dish, but without actually providing that endangered species. Because don't forget, we're talking about just the shark fin. The rest of the shark is left mutilated to die in the ocean, wasted. It would be different if we were using all the shark fin, but we're not, or all of the shark, but we're not. So I'm here to support it for two reasons. One, because my constituents asked me to. And secondly, and more importantly, I think because it's the right thing to do. And we have to recognize that this does have an impact on all of us as a planet.
You guys did excellently for the time. You left us with 6 extra minutes. And I'm going to trim a little time off of Richard just to keep it nice and equal and balanced here, and to provide you with more time to ask questions. Before I do that, though, I was remiss. There are some people in the audience I should have acknowledged before. First of all, Alderman from Ward 3, Jim Stevenson, is in the audience. Give us a wave. I understand that Ward 12 Alderman Shane Keating is here as well. Okay. And your Ward Alderman, Ward 7 Alderman Drew Farrell, could not make it today, but she sent her executive assistant, Carol Arms, who is here as well. Carol? Okay, thank you very much. And now I'll turn the microphone over to Richard Poon. The time that I have right now is 2:42. Richard, if you could be done in 10 minutes, 2:52, we can open up the questions then. Okay.
Thank you, John. The CTAC basically, as a advocate group, we concern more on the legislative process by the City Council. I just try to with you guys a statement made by our Alderman Drew Farrell on the July 7th in the Chinatown Standing Breakfast. And she said, something big is coming to Chinatown, but it's confidential and must keep my lip tight. Okay, this is on the July 2nd. And July 12th, the news about the city is going to put a motion on the shark fin ban by law, released on the July 12th. This is the first thing. And then the City Council leave one Friday for the community to respond, because the motion is going to be voted on July 16th. We don't understand why the process has to be run in such a hurry, in a secret way. And then we found that it seems the City Council has lost track on a few basic principles that should apply to all their work. There are 4 basic principles we think that they should always follow. First is the role in the City Council and for all elements. Second one is their responsibilities. And then the third one is the restrictions. And then the fourth one will be the rationale. Let me go through about the role. The role is the City Council should work on matters on the municipal affairs, not a global problem, not a federal issue. Because everybody, including myself, everybody here, we pay taxes, is for the alderman to do things for the city, for the interest of the city of Calgary. Okay? Talking about responsibilities, when you're talking about want to pass a law, I assume they should listen to the voice on both sides, not the voice they prefer to listen to. And this is very important. And CTAC are representing around 60 organizations, 36 businesses, and 100-something individuals. Even with we have a bunch of supporters, I can tell you we cannot represent the entire Chinese community. So we're talking about this is the kind of work I think as an alderman should do when they work on a law. They should consult more and then give the committee more time to discuss. And then goes to the restrictions. If in the municipal level they want to ban illegal merchandise, are free for trade in entire Canada, we envision a very complicated process. It would involve a lot of resources, a lot of business. Everybody thinks that this is a cultural issue, a Chinese issue. Let me give you some example. If you ban the shark fin in Calgary, but some company in Andrew start a mail order business, sell shark fin cookie, and then they can mail it by Canada Post, ship into city of one of the citizens in the city of Calgary. Who is going to look after this? You drive away the business. This is talking about fairness. If you allow the other business outside this boundary to take advantage, this is something I cannot agree, and then we cannot accept this. And then the last part, I talk about the rationale. The rationale, like two elements mentioned about, this is an environmental impact, talking about the finning, but since 1994, we already have a very clear law by federal to ban all the illegal finning product from importing to Canada. So if they try to ban the fin, that means they assume all the fin sold in the city of Calgary are smuggled in. Is it the case? If somebody in the world doing some bad thing, like abuse a small puppy in some third world country, and you come back here and tell all the Calgarians you cannot have pets anymore because somebody abused pets or abused animals. This is not the right target. I think this is what I want to say.
Let me see if this microphone's working. Good, excellent. So I'm going to step over here to the side now for the question and answer portion of the program. So I'm passing microphones back and forth all the time because that'll just slow things down. Although we are so far ahead of schedule here, but there's going to be lots of extra time to talk. So we have now until 3:45 this afternoon. So we have an hour basically for your questions to either Richard Poon or either one of our two aldermen, Brian Pincott or John Marr. And I'm going to ask you again to keep your questions short and to the point. I also need to tell you, as if you haven't figured it out for yourself already with half a dozen cameras here and everything else, these proceedings are being recorded. If for any reason you don't want your image or your name or whatever to appear on the public record, you probably don't want to get up and ask a question. But as long as you don't have any problem with that, I don't think you should. Then I'm going to ask you to please, when you ask a question, give your name, and if you would spell your last name, please. Grace and David are here to provide translation in Mandarin and Cantonese. Now, this is not going to be constant translation because otherwise we won't get very many questions in. But if you're more comfortable asking your question in Cantonese or Mandarin, ask your question. David or Grace will translate, and then we'll translate the answer back to you. Okay? So if I could get people now to line up at the microphone, and if you want to ask a question but you can't get to the microphone, I believe there's a portable mic at the back of the room, so just put your hand up and we'll get to you. And I'm going to ask you again, keep your questions short, please. This is not the time for long speeches. This is the time to ask questions to the point, and we'll expect our panelists to give you good, concise, pointed answers as well. So you can keep your questions to a minute each, please, and I'll try and keep this block to 2 minutes each on their answers, okay? Go ahead, sir.
I'm George Lau, LAU last name. Thank you for all the members representing CDEC. Nick, I'm George Lau. I'm not related to CDEC or any organization. Thank you for what called Alderman Pincock's your concerns for us. I appreciate you have got the courage to admit that you have not consulted the committee at large. But I'm also surprised you didn't have the courage to also say that you have other venue to solve this problem for your sort of global concern. You use the word our. The our is only a very selected group of people they talk to you, but you didn't include all of us at large. So I'm surprised you use the term. I wish that could you also have the courage to admit that there's other venue other than the city council using bylaw to solve this problem. And I also address to Aldo Ma. I'm also Chinese. I was born in China. I'm a Canadian citizen. Shark fin is not my favorite taste or anything, but what I agree with is the city representative is the issue is you treat us a bunch of immature kids, you know. Let the parent do something to help them to stop taking shark fin show. I think that's my point. So would you also have the courage to acknowledge it? You don't have the proper venue, not by legislating things to legislate people's behavior. That's my question.
Okay. So Brian and John, 2 minutes each if you want.
Thank you. I said this will not solve the problem. Calgary passing a bylaw will not solve the global problem. It is other governments that need to act with us. And we are seeing other governments. The government of China has just banned shark fin in all of their banquets, official banquets.
That's all true. Hear the voice. Hear the voice.
This is coming. This is coming.
Google it. It's right there. Check your facts. Don't quote the wrong thing, okay? Get your facts. Get your facts.
Let's try and keep this respectful. Audience size, please.
Please come down. Let ultimately continue. As I said, the city of Calgary will not solve this problem. The city of Toronto, by having a ban, will not solve this problem. The city of North Vancouver, by having a ban, will not solve the problem. The state of Hawaii will not solve the problem by having a ban. But it is communities showing leadership. It is communities who are saying that this is a problem and this is a concern, and we want to show that this is something that we are concerned about.
You do.
John?
Don't waste Calgary's money. Yeah, we pay your wages.
Tracy, how much did you spend on this? Nothing? Nothing. You spent nothing on this.
Yeah.
$2.
Already do your hours. Sorry.
Hours.
Yes.
So the 70 hours that I spend, generally speaking, a week, right now, for example, on a weekend, when I could be at home with my family, or you could be at home with your family, where am I? I'm here with you. Why? Because we care about this issue. Because we care about the job that we're doing as members of council for the city of Calgary. Anyway, to answer the question, which I think was, we know that this is not going to solve the issues as